Bethesda says that if Starfield was not coming to PS5, it would not be coming out this soon. Activision wanted a bigger revenue share for Call of Duty to be in Xbox Series X. And Indiana Jones is apparently an Xbox exclusive. In this video, you'll be seeing the biggest gaming news, and let's start off with the Activision Blizzard thing that's going on right now. Xbox Corporate Vice President Sarah Bond this past Thursday was giving evidence during Microsoft court battle against the US Federal Trade Commission, which wants to block this acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Sarah said that Activision boss, Bobby Kotick, yep, that man right there, demanded an improvement on the revenue split. Instead of having the ideal 30% to Microsoft and 70% to the publisher, Bobby wanted 20% to Microsoft and 80% to the publisher. More money. Activision refused to use Microsoft Next Gen Development Kit until this deal happened. And Microsoft, on the other hand, was scared that Black Ops Cold War would not come to Xbox if they don't get this deal. And so Microsoft got the deal. Sony, on the other hand, says that they will not share the details of the next PlayStation console if this deal goes through. But wait, there's more, because during this court case, we got some even crazier info, and that was about Starfield. Now, we all know that Microsoft acquired Bethesda back in 2021, and we also got to know that Starfield will be an Xbox exclusive. So Bethesda's publishing boss Pete Hines was asked in the court if the game would be coming this year if it was also releasing on PS5, and Pete said no. According to him, the game would not be coming out in 9 weeks if it was also coming to PlayStation, because they have to focus on another platform which requires more days, more effort, and frankly, more money. Now that makes sense, because if you focus on less platforms, it's a little bit easier to develop that game, and adding PS5 to the mix would have made things a little harder. Matt Booty, who's the head of Xbox Game Studio, he says that if Starfield released right now, it would already have the fewest bugs of any Bethesda game ever shipped. That is very hard to believe. Matt says that the game had a significantly earlier release date, earlier than what was set. They sat down with Todd at the time and told them that they can get more time to work on this game. More time means less bugs, right? And also more time means better optimization, right? Right? And Starfield is not going to be the only game that is getting the exclusivity, because this other game is also getting that. The same court case also talked about Indiana Jones game and which platform it is releasing on. Disney signed an agreement with ZeniMax, which is the parent company of Bethesda, that this game, Indiana Jones, will be coming out in all platforms. Once Microsoft acquired Bethesda, Disney brought up the agreement once again. And instead of releasing on all platforms, they changed the agreement to release it only on Xbox and PC. Pete Hines says that the decision was made because the development would get more streamlined and a narrow focus. Looks like that narrow focus did not help Redfall that much, did it? But for the first time, we got some new information about what the gameplay of Indiana Jones will be like. According to Special Nick from Xbox Era, Indiana Jones will be a mix of third-person and first-person perspective, but you won't be able to switch between the perspectives. Instead, there are certain missions in which you will play as first-person or third-person. On paper, it sounds very odd, but it really depends how they will execute this. Maybe there are multiple characters that you get to play, and each of these characters have different perspectives. But the important thing to note is that this game is still far away to release, so we have no idea how the game is actually going to be, so things might change from here over and over again. And Microsoft is not done yet to disappoint you, because now they're increasing the price of Xbox Series X and Game Pass. Excluding America, of course, Japan, Chile, Colombia, and Brazil will see the rise in the price of Xbox Series X since July. And most of the market, excluding Norway, Chile, Denmark, Switzerland, and Saudi Arabia, they will also see the rise of the price of Game Pass. So now Xbox Series X will cost around £480 in UK, €550 in European market, $650 in Canada, and $800 in Australia. And from July 6th, the monthly subscription of Game Pass will be $10.99 instead of $9.99, and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate will also increase the price from $14.99 to $16.99. There are some good news in this, and that is the PC Game Pass price will not be increased, and Xbox Series S, that price will not be increased. Phil Spencer even said that they have lost the console wars, as they are in the third place behind Sony and Nintendo. He even says that console wars is a social construct. And we got some fun tidbit conversation between FTC and Phil Spencer. FTC would say, can Microsoft grow by taking share from its competitors? To which Phil would say, there is no console growth in the Activision deal model. FTC would then say if they have any intention to climb out the number 3 spot. And Phil Spencer says, in consoles, We don't. To that, FTC says, so it's just a write-off. But Phil Spencer could not understand what that means. That means, Phil, you don't care about your consoles. And to be honest, he has said that multiple times, that consoles are not a thing. We are making sure that everybody gets to play games everywhere. And that's why we'll make shitty first-party games. Things are not looking good on either side, and I have no idea who to stand with. But I do have one idea on who to stand with, and that is video games. Speaking of games, Konami confirmed this past Wednesday that Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 will be released on 24th October and will come to all platforms: Xbox, PC, Switch, and PS5. Following this announcement, a Twitter user by the name Nitroid found something very interesting in the Metal Gear Solid website. He found that the website had added buttons to its franchise timelines for games including in Volume 1, plus there are placeholder buttons for games like Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots, Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain, and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. After that, IGN got some kind of report from their source that those 3 games are actually a part of Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2. Now this is amazing for people like me who only got to experience Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain. They can experience every single Metal Gear game because of these Master Collections. And quite frankly, they're doing this because Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater is getting a remake. So until that comes out, everybody gets to play all these games. Every game is getting their own remakes nowadays, and some people really enjoy them. There's a lot of people who are like complaining about it on why studios are not making brand new games. Well, guess what? Capcom is apparently making Resident Evil 9, and the protagonist is probably going to be Chris Redfield, and there's a lot more. Check this video out to know everything about Resident Evil 9.